Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on?
Hi there.
Why you see it your way?
I'm doing an additional follow-up vlog.
We gotta work it out. We gotta work it out. Think of what you're saying.
So I did a vlog for the first time in a very long time because I realized I hadn't updated since right before the baby bar. And then I started to look back at my old vlogs, and a couple of things have changed that I think are worth noting. So I'm going to do this follow-up vlog. So one of the things worth noting is, and documenting on this journey, and if anybody, I know I had a couple of people who were interested in going back to school or whatever, other law students who had looked at this on YouTube, and so I want to be very clear and honest. That has been my promise to myself in doing this, is that I want to be very honest about this journey. I was under the delusion that the first year of law school would be the hardest, and once you pass the baby bar, it'll get easier. Wrong. Totally wrong. So I want that to be very clearly said, because when I realized it, I felt totally betrayed. And I know that I'm a sensitive gal and I take things personally. So I felt betrayed by my own delusion. Maybe I felt betrayed. I can swear that people promised that. And it's just not true. So the first year of law school is hard. And I would honestly say the second year of law school is just as hard. And there's a couple of reasons for that I just want to be clear and direct about. Yeah, you're studying for the baby bar and you're figuring it out in the first year, and you're learning how to brief and how to read law and the legalese and all that stuff. But the second year, they ramp it up. I mean, you're doing more. Now you're expected, you know more, you do more, and the reading is just, if not more, intense. And in our school, which I disagree with, frankly, and I'm not quiet about it, I've already told them I disagree with it, I've written it in my assessments, you are now put in with all the upperclassmen. So as someone who's just passed the baby bar and you know contracts, torts, and criminal law, you are now put in with third and fourth year students who have taken more classes, they've done legal writing and research, they know how to write differently than you, they've had a lot more practice and experience at this, and you are graded anonymously with all of them comparably. And I think that's wrong. I disagree with it, and so do my fellow students, but it is what they do, and I'm sure it's to save money. They don't have to hire as many professors or whatever. But it really puts the pressure on. Also, I mean, at some points you're reading like 300 pages a week, and that's really hard to do, managing your life as a parent and working and running my own business, and it's really intense to get to some of that. And a lot of people take shortcuts. A lot of people use books like this. They don't do the reading. They just buy the briefs. You can buy the briefs here, and then you don't have to read and brief the cases. So that's, you know, I have bought these because they help kind of sum up the briefs, and sometimes you read a case and go, the hell did that just say? So this kind of tells you what the hell it just said. So I just wanted to be very honest about that, because honestly, I felt very betrayed, and I don't want anyone else to be under the same delusion. I want people to know the truth. And moving on from that, I also heard, being in with the upperclassmen, some of them are legal mediators and arbitrators, and they said you can take a class and get certified and be a legal mediator. So after the baby bar, thinking it was going to be easier, I thought, dang, this is awesome. I can, instead of going and getting an internship, I can be a legal mediator. That would be so cool. I would love to do that. I think I'd be really good at that. So I found these classes and I went and took them. And it was good in the sense, well, first of all, I love the classes. I would love to do legal mediation. That's very, very cool. But it was a great trial for my kids and I, because you went like as if it was a work day. So I left and I had to be there by 8 a.m. and I was done at 5. And it is the first time that I haven't had a job that I could work around my kids, kind of thing. So it was an intensive course and it went for a week. And in that time, my kids both just tanked. They could not handle it. And another delusion I had as a parent was that, hey, as my kids got older, they would need me less. And I could do more and have a little more freedom and maybe go get a job and do this. I have a child on the autistic spectrum and another child with medical issues and ADD. And what I learned from that week of mediation is that my children do not need me less. In fact, it is not yet time for me to go get a 9-to-5 job or an 8-to-5 job or whatever. It is not time for me to add on more out of the home time. I have to be here more, actually. And as I said in my last vlog, my son tanked in public school, high school, and we then had to research and find him a new program. And then we had to move to that program and resettle the kids. And it was incredibly intense this last autumn. So I just wanted to be really clear about that and honest. That was hard. And it was sadness. I felt really sad. I kind of had to grieve my delusion. Because I was really hoping to go out into the real world again. And I even bought high heels and got my hair all cut and purdied and stuff like that. So no, that's not happening right now. My children need me. And as a parent, you know that your children in your lives, your responsibility and intensity to them is a short blip in the map. And it must be my priority. So as long as I can keep up my business and keep us fed and all, I need to weigh all of those priorities and triage what I can. And so this is how it worked out right now. So those delusions aside, the positive thing that came out of the legal mediation class, I went in very intimidated. I have not been in a professional setting since my visual impairment. I've worked as a consultant and things like that, but I have not needed my devices and aids, reading aids and things like that in a professional setting. So to go and do that, what I learned, nobody really cares. Almost nobody noticed I was visually impaired. And they don't care if they did notice. I just asked for things in large print, or I got my magnifier out or whatever. Nobody cared. And it made me so much more confident because I was really afraid of going to get an internship or whatever. You know, what will I do? I'm disabled. They won't hire the disability. The unemployment rate is high. Why would they hire me? And I was really panicking about that. And it really changed my confidence level about my visual impairment. And I was looking back at some of my old vlogs where I was saying I was embarrassed about being visually impaired, and I had issues about it. And honestly, those issues have kind of mostly gone away. I feel fine about being visually impaired. My eyes have not degenerated more, knock on wood. And I use my reader. My reader saves my life. I use the tools and devices I need, and I feel fine about that. So I wanted that documented because that's a big shift for me internally, and a positive thing that came out of the legal mediation class. So yeah. That's basically my update, a finish to my update from before. And I just wanted all of that on this journey to be clear. So I feel really good about myself, my future. I've learned to adapt and use my memory in different ways. I learn more auditorily now. I memorize specific things. I don't even realize I'm memorizing them, but when it comes to recall, I don't see it anymore. I hear the specific words. And I have no problem being visually impaired, and I think that I am as good, if not better, than some people who aren't visually impaired. And it's a matter of using what I got. And, they need to use what they got. So it's not cocky, it's just a different level of confidence and not being embarrassed anymore. So that's basically what I got. And I thank you all again for your support. It has pulled me through, and I hope it continues. I pray it continues. I am just as invisible and antisocial as I ever have been, because this is really hard. And apparently it's not going to get better until after I pass the bar. So I will see you all probably in August 2015 socially. And I won't read leisure books or anything until then. Whatever it takes, it takes. So those are my updates. I wish you all a great day and great support. Less is the life. Catch you on the flip side.
We can work it out.